She speaks with power, she speaks with grace. Truth from a black woman's place. From our lives, from our view, we bring the real story straight to you. Elena Sanders, Adria Butler, Maya Allen, Tim Walleye, Phillips too. For real voices, one clear sound. She speaks is life. We are standing proud. She speaks true. She speaks life. Black women shining bold and bright. She speaks. She leads. We came through. Real conversation made for you. She speaks from a black woman's perspective.
Welcome, everyone, as we are here to talk about She Speaks from a Black Woman Perspective. This is where we have real conversations from a Black woman's perspective. This is a space where we unpack the truth about how Black women are viewed, treated, questioned, celebrated, and sometimes criticized in this wonderful place we call America. We are going to keep it honest, but we're also going to keep it real and welcoming, because the goal is not just to talk. The goal is to help people understand our perspective. I'm Elena Sanders, and we welcome you to this space, this safe space, as well as we go ahead and meet my sisters tonight.
So I am Deetra Butler, glad to have you all here and anxious for this conversation.
And hello, my name is Maya Allen, and welcome to She Speaks It, where we will have real conversations.
And I'm Tamala Phillips. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Again, thank you so much, you all. And I'm going to turn it over to Tamala to go ahead and get us started here.
Well, okay, in this episode, we want to talk about something many Black women know all too well. We are often expected to be strong, but then criticized when that strength shows up. We are praised for carrying the weight, but judged when we speak about how heavy it is. This conversation is about the difference between being strong and being treated like you are not allowed to be soft, tired, emotional, or even human.
So let's talk about it. Let's talk about this strong Black woman label. So somewhere along the way, strength for us as Black women became something that we're expected to carry, instead of something that we're respected for. We are. It has come to the point where we are just expected to do it all, and expected to do it all with a smile, and expected to do it all without question, and expected to do it all without a break. And we're just expected, right? No one gives us the grace for anything beyond strength. Let's talk about it. What do y'all think about that?
Well, one of the things that I can say from my perspective is that people expect us to always be strong as Black women. We carry a lot, and I don't know if we put that on ourselves that we have to be strong, but they expect us to be that way. I was having this conversation with Maya this week, and I said that sometimes I think that people don't check on me. And I said, they expect me to be strong. They expect me to have it. Oh, she got it. Because we always see her in this type of light. We always see her that way. But I'm here to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, if we have any gentlemen on that want to understand our perspective, that we need the care, as we need tender loving care as well. We need to be checked on. Sometimes we always don't have it. We might look good doing certain things out in the forefront, but we need to be checked on. We need to be loved. Strength is not something that you just bypass. We are, I wouldn't say expected. Sometimes we have to be that way. Do I want to always be strong? No. Do I want someone else to carry the load? Yes. So they're expecting us to be a certain way. And also, and we'll go a little farther. Let's go back when we think about the medical history. When women go to the doctor, and they feel that we are stronger and we could take more pain. Black women could take more pain. And I do know where that perspective came from, but that's just a gist of what I have. What do you think, ladies?
I think, and I'm sorry because I just jumped right back in here. I think that we are expected to take more pain, and to take more of it all, like whatever you feel that it with, more of the load. We're just expected, right? Oftentimes, going back to the doctor, we go to the doctor, they don't even believe us. First of all, we have to convince them that
Mm-hmm.
something is wrong, right? Because
Mm-hmm.
after all, you carry this so well. I've never seen you break down, or I've never seen you not be able to handle it, or I've never seen you pass it off to someone else. You've got this, right? And so when we say no, really, really, this something doesn't feel right, or I need some help, diagnose me, give treat this. It's almost as if we're cartoon characters and we don't break, and nothing that you do is gonna be able to stop us, because this whole this myth of the unbreakable strong black woman, right? um and you mentioned, sometimes I need people to check on me. I want to be able to be soft and to pass it off. But we don't get those opportunities, right? Like, people take the opportunities that they have, or people do different things because they have different options. Oftentimes, too often, our options are limited. So
Mm-hmm.
that's my take on it.
What about you, ladies?
It's so funny because generally when you think of the word strong, and you call somebody strong, it's a compliment. And when you refer to the black women and you say, yes, I'm this strong black woman, and yes, I can achieve this, and yes, I have the strength to do this. But in reality, um, as Dietrich was saying, I think a lot of us are conditioned to be that way. It is not really a healthy way to live because everybody needs something to prop them up, right? So I threw this around with a couple of my friends and family members, the topic, like, what's the first thing that comes to your mind when you think a strong black woman, right? And I got so
Mhm.
many different opinions because I asked some of my elders, I asked some of my friends, I asked family where we come from the same background, right? The same lineage. So we were all pretty much raised the same, but I got different opinions. So one that I got was my friend, she said, I don't like wearing that title. It's too much pressure, to be this strong black woman all the time. She said, as I matured in my relationship with Christ, a lot of that strength that I had to have before, now, if there's nobody in the earthly realm to help me deal with these things, then I'm going to deal with it with my Father in heaven. Have my back, Lord. So that
Yeah.
gives you a sense of, peace and relief, right? And then my cousin gave me an example one time where she was working and a lady had a miscarriage and apparently came back to work and told everybody that she had a miscarriage and she wasn't a black woman. And when she said this, the sympathy, the empathy was just extraordinary, right? The things that she was supposed to do on her job, she no longer had to do, and everybody else had to pick up the slack, right? And so there was a black woman that the same thing happened to her, but the difference was she didn't come back to work and tell everybody, right? She took her couple of days a week and came back to work and, did her job, and nobody was aware that anything like that had happened to her. And what my
Mm.
cousin said kind of threw me. She said, Maya, she said, she solicited the empathy, the somebody help me carry this weight. And we as black women don't do that, right?
Right.
When we need the help, we like, okay, we try to devise a plan, and
Yep.
most often it doesn't include anybody else but us. maybe our few people that's real close in our circle, but we're
Right.
trying to figure out a way, right?
Mhm.
And I don't know if that goes back to slavery. Uh, it does.
Probably.
I'm
Yeah,
not gonna say
it
probably. It
does.
does because if you think about it, we didn't have the luxury, right?
No.
That other women of other ethnic backgrounds have. We didn't have that luxury. We had to take care of ours and theirs,
Yep.
right? At the same time.
Mhm.
So, you know, that's how I
Right.
feel about that.
Right.
It's good that you mentioned this. For those who are listening, thank you so much for coming in and joining us. The chat is open. If you have any questions or would like to come off mute to discuss something or would like to speak or talk about your role as a Black woman, or if we have any males, because I am going to also talk about something from a male perspective as well. I wouldn't say from a male perspective, I would say how we have. I wouldn't say been treated, but how we looked at when we're in leadership roles as Black women when it comes to males. So I would love, and I did see a male come in. I don't want to put him on the spot, but I'm glad and I welcome you in this space. We welcome you in this space, and we hope more come in because being able to hear us in our softness and talking, you're able to understand us from our perspective. And I'm going to turn it back over to my sister for our next topic.
So we still on one?
That
Because are we
was
talking about
somebody in
strength
the
as a
chat.
gift? Are we talking about strength as a gift?
We
And
did
does
strength
it
as a
erase
gift. Yeah.
strength as a gift? Well, is strength a gift? Is it a gift?
Or
Um,
curse.
or is it a right? Or is it a curse? Because right, because once people see you as strong, like we just kind of talked about some of the um negative implications of being a strong Black woman, right?
Mhm.
Can softness and strength exist in the same woman? Is that a possibility? And if so, how do um how do you present both of those at the same time, right? Like, like I could see my mother being the strongest woman that I've ever known, but in the presence of her husband, she was something else, right? She was different. She was soft. She was submissive, even though she could control or command a room or any business or, outside of that. But to him and to her father, and, and even with her brothers, she was a different kind of soft, submissive. If she felt safe in that presence, she was a different person. She didn't have to carry that load anymore. Kind of.
I,
So,
I,
What do
so
we do?
the meme that check on your strong friend.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So the last couple of years, they like check on your strong friend, and it's
Mm-hmm.
funny when I see that meme, I think of myself, right? Not that I'm necessarily the strong one out the group, um, but that's that people, my friends, they bounce stuff off me. Like I'm the friend that probably knows everybody's business, but I don't. You know what I'm saying? I'm
Right.
that one,
Right. You carry
and
it.
so yeah, it gets hard. And Elena, you're right. Everybody, they like, oh, she can take it, but like you said, I'm human. I have feelings, right?
Right.
And just like I tell my son, you really don't have to think hard, right? All you have to do is say, how would I feel if that were done or said to me? And if you can keep that in your mind, right, that should keep you on the right path because people are
Exactly.
people. We all want to be loved. We all want to be accepted. We all want, camaraderie. We all want family. We all want the same things. Sometimes you just go about
Yeah.
it different ways, right?
We
I
all
don't
have
know.
those same basic needs. We have those same basic needs.
but it's,
Yes.
it's also mental as well as you asked, can it be a curse or is it a gift? And I was in, we're on this campaign season, and Maya sees a lot. Is now Maya and I have become close. She's starting to see the not the one that's in the street fighting the power. She's starting to see the real me, and I've gotten to the point where I was apologizing for either shedding a tear in front of a friend because I was exhausted. And I said, I'm so
Mm-hmm.
sorry. I normally don't be like this. And we have to think about it like that is normal. I'm human.
Right.
So it's
Right.
okay for me to shed a tear. But at that moment, I felt like I was supposed to be strong all the time because that's how people see me. So when I had a moment where I wasn't as strong, or I had a moment to myself, or I was being human, let's just say a moment not being so strong, I was human, that I felt like I shouldn't cry. I shouldn't shed a tear. That it's an embarrassment for me to even cleanse myself of feeling stressed, or cleanse myself if I'm having a bad day, that I shouldn't have a bad day because I'm supposed to look this certain way.
It
Right. We don't
is
think
what
we
I
have
tell
the
you.
yeah, we don't think we have the right to, to not be the strongest person in the room. And we don't give ourselves, we are probably the hardest on ourselves. We don't give ourselves grace where other people probably would if we would allow it, you know and then we carry it, we carry it until it becomes too much, and then we're crying. But if we cry in certain environments, people, then that becomes a story, especially along the campaign trail, like you mentioned that, right? So you're a candidate, I'm a candidate, and we have to present a certain way at all times, or any little deviation from what people believe is acceptable can be, become a weapon against us in this season, you know? So so I think maybe we need to learn to give ourselves a little grace, and allow ourselves to be soft and to be human and to be strong and to be all the things at any given moment, to be different things, and to tell ourselves that it's okay. Because once we tell ourselves that it's okay, we'll be able to show the world that it's okay, right? It's okay.
And so
And
I think a lot of that comes with maturity,
Mhm.
right? Because I'm a different Maya at 50 something
Mm-hmm.
than I was at 20 something,
A hundred
Right.
percent.
right?
A
So
hundred percent.
so
yeah.
it comes with maturity, right? And and knowing that, like, it, and it's hard. I'm a single mom, I'm divorced. So a lot of the responsibilities, right, fall on me, right? So that's what's typically known as the male role. And that's me, right? So it's hard. It really is hard when you know that the pressure, it's on you. And if you don't perform, then something's gonna fall. A ball's gonna fall, right?
Mm-hmm.
And in corporate America, Elena, you were talking about that, how you in corporate America, that's a whole nother ball
Different
game.
ball game.
Oh my God.
Completely different ball
Yep.
game.
It
Yep.
is a whole totally, like, if I'm doing my job that you've hired me to do, right? And I'm leading this team, and I tell another team
We need to
that's
have a
not the way
leaders.
we gonna do
We
it
need to be
because my
checked.
name is on it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then they go behind my back and go to my boss because they don't like what I told them, right?
Mhm.
And I'm telling my boss, I'm like, either you gonna trust me in what you hired me to do, or I'm gonna defer to you and let you make the decision. But I was in a meeting, y'all, kid you not. It was developers, the business team, everything. And we were talking about unbanked people. I'm in the financial industry, right? So that's what they call them, to be politically correct. Unbanked people. When they do the credit cards that they put money on because they don't have a bank account, they call them unbanked. But I
Mm,
promise you, as I'm in this meeting, unbanked turned into the N word, right?
Wow.
And so it wasn't said, but it was implied,
right.
right? And so I
Right.
had to say something. And I wasn't the only Black person in the room, but I'm the only Black person that said something,
To have
right?
the courage. Yes.
And so when I said something, y'all, kid you not, the business director did me, he said something like militant or something. He's like, something militant. And all I could do was throw up my fist like this, right? And I ain't even say nothing. And the room silent because that's me, right? I didn't say nothing. I could have really took him to HR because it was an offense. right?
Right. Right.
But that's just, but I'm like, I stand because we know what we talking about when we at our jobs. Y'all didn't hire us, believe it, being mediocre. We all know the saying, we got to be 2 times as good to be
Yep.
on
At least.
the playing field, right? So
Yeah.
we all been told that growing up, right?
Mm-hmm.
So y'all hired me to do a job, but I just thought that I wasn't being militant. I was just confident in my ability, right? And so I tell people too, I said sometimes people just need one good check. You check them one good time and y'all can be the best of friends. And it's
Or at least
happening.
they will smile in your face, right?
So
It no, I really
Friends is a
well
little strong.
we gonna work nice together.
Yeah, there you go. Good
We gonna work
colleagues.
nice
let
together.
let's segue into this
So
topic that, and I'll let Deidre go ahead and introduce that topic where we're going to segue.
so black women being praised for being strong and but being ignored when they need help. So now here's so I told you guys I had a story. So on Saturday, last Saturday, so I'm campaigning, so I have all these signs up and I have this one particular sign that someone keeps pulling out of the ground and laying it down. It's one of the large signs. So Elena, you know what those signs go for. You know what this is about, right? So I go and me and my little boy, and I call him little boy, but I just want to, for the record, he's 24. He's like not a little boy. He's a big guy. But anyway, so we're out. We have zero tools, right? We're trying to put this sign back up. And so I done got some sticks out of a bush and I'm trying to stabilize the big sign with these sticks because the hole has gotten too big from where they wiggled to get the sign out. And so but I don't fix it up and the sign is in there, but it's leaning. Well, a lady rides by and she happens to be a builder. And so she has a truck full of tools and she comes and she says to me, "Hey, what are you doing? What is this out of Africa? That's not going to work. Let me get my tools and I'll help you." Right. So she did. She helped us. She got the sign, made the hole, made a different hole, got everything fixed up. And I snap a picture and I post a picture and I said, God always has a ram in the bush. Well, a former politician in our county takes a snapshot of my picture. Now he's feuding with a different lady in the county, and he now names the lady who helped me. Her name was Kim. He now names Kim a different lady with whom this politician is feuding. He was like, "Oh, why is she helping this judge put her sign up?" And then he goes into this whole controversy about that he's having with that he probably has created with this woman and some other people in the county and has now drugged me into it. I get on the post and I said, "Hey, that isn't the person that you name. That's a lady named Kim. So, this one you missed the mark, check the facts." He, of course, blocks me, erases my comment, and continues with his narrative that this woman is doing these improper and has drugged me into this whole thing because in a moment of softness, I needed help. My son and I were there. Now we were gonna do our best to make it work, but it wasn't in the long. It wouldn't have worked, right? I needed help. I was not gonna ask for help because after all, like I'm this strong woman, I'll figure it out. I'll get these sticks and stand it up if I have to. But another lady comes along and helps me, and now I am the subject of a made up story that drags me into a controversy. So I am criticized for my softness in that moment and allowing the help. So it's almost as if I can't win for losing, right? If I don't ask for help, which I didn't, if I don't take the help or ask for the help, then I am either strong or angry, right? But if I do, then I run the risk of somebody misinterpreting me simply accepting help with something that I really needed that help. I needed that help.
And segueing into what you just said, Deidre, strong or angry.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Why, when a black woman is passionate about something, we are considered the angry black woman? I can just I'm speaking, I'm confident in what I'm talking about. I have passion in how I
Yep.
speak. And we as black people, we're a little bit, we exaggerate. We're going to use our hands. We might, even when
Yeah.
we
Yeah. We
laugh,
talk
it's
about.
over exaggerated. We slapping at each other. So,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, so that's just us. Okay,
Yeah, we move
so why?
around.
Because I want
Yes.
Right,
to elevate my
Yes.
voice,
right.
and it's not elevating as far as yelling. It's just adding some little seasoning to it. And
My family's loud.
Yeah, we're
I'm
loud.
considered the angry black woman
Yeah.
because I don't agree with you. I tell you why I don't agree with you. I'm confident in my statement, but I'm angry.
Hmm.
Ha- So why is that? And I would love for the audience also, if you're listening to us, type your comments in the chat, or if you want to converse with us as well, let us know. We would love to converse with you all. But that statement about the angry black woman, to even where there's been movies, the Diary of the Mad Black Woman.
Mad black
You
woman.
might as
Yep.
well just said
Yes.
angry woman. So there's always things that's talking about we are angry, we are just upset. But I'm passionate, even in this political space. If I'm and they call it an argument, but even in court they call it an argument. But even if I'm speaking why I'm not voting for something or why I don't agree with you, I have to be angry. I
Right.
have to be the problem because I'm not on your team.
Right.
It's
What
as
do you
Exactly.
if
guys think about that?
you're angry instead of being confident. I mean, clarity is not aggression, and truth shouldn't come with a penalty, right?
Right.
Because
Right.
sometimes if you're just telling the truth, you know, like don't shoot the messenger, right?
Exactly.
Don't
Right.
shoot the
Right.
messenger. I'm just telling the truth.
Right. Right.
So
But people will rather believe a lie, first of all. They would, because they can make up these colorful stories and details that really just are not there. They don't exist. That's not what happened. I can tell you what happened, and I can honestly tell you the truth, but that is not salacious, or it's not exciting, or it doesn't, embarrass or intimidate or shame someone. So they don't want to hear that story. So we'll make up something else, and it sounds like all of those things, and then people will watch, or people will come, you know um we've got to get to a point where truth is enough, where the truth is enough, and that we can say it confidently and without shame, and we could be soft or strong, and the truth should be okay, right? We should be able to tell the truth. And if you can't stand on the truth, then we probably, you know
how do we flip that? How do we um, tell our or inform? Because this conversation is not just for us just to be talking. It's also a guide for them to be able to understand us as Black women. So how do we tell our non-melanin counterparts that when we speak or when we do certain things, that's not angry, that's compassion.
Right.
You're passionate about certain things.
I
what
know
what
Confidence.
best.
tools should we give them for they can understand? Because I'm gonna be honest with you, some of them play you like they don't understand, but we need to make it known. This is what this talk is about. How do we change the narrative of that?
Someone mentioned here this administration has allowed people to come out of the shadows. So,
we are
it
we
felt
are
like
our
I just
history and
had
our
that
culture. Yeah.
conversation with my husband the other day. So yeah, pretty much. They think it's okay.
I'm looking at some of the comments in the chat. I want to see if I'm pronouncing her name right. uh
That was
Corona.
for, yeah, is
To
that
declare
Corona?
us as angry absolves them of their microaggressions and outright dismiss our right to exist
Exist.
in the fullness of who we are. I had something
Yep.
in front of
And I
it.
think that that's
Yes,
awesome, because that's
Yeah,
exactly what it is. Like that
yes.
that that
exactly.
hits the nail right on the head right there. If I can put it off on you, then I can live with me, kind of thing,
Mm.
right? It's not me, it's you.
Hmm.
She did the wrong thing. She, whatever it was. Um,
Or it's a feeling, right? Because have you ever like walked in a room full of non-melanin people or just women, and you feel it? There's and I'm not saying all, right? I grew up in
right.
Iowa, y'all. So I'm not saying all, right? I'm
Right.
not. I'm not. Um, but like it was so funny yesterday. I was in Kroger and I was walking up to the lottery machine. I hate to say it. but I had a free ticket, so I had to cash it in. So
You had to
um,
catch it in.
I had to cash it in.
I
So
mean,
so it was a white guy that it was a Caucasian gentleman and his son, and his wife was standing kind of off, and I really didn't know if they were together or not. But he said, "Ma'am, no, go right ahead." And I was like, "Thank you." But before I walked up, the Maya in me had to look up at her to see what her expression was. Right?
Oh, Lord.
I just had to. And so
right.
I like what she feel about it, right? Because I know it's gonna be on her face. And she so she wasn't it, it was okay, right? She wasn't like, but that's to say, when you walk in a room, some people are automatically scared, intimidated, and they feel less than, right? Because
Mm,
let's be truthful, right? Still we rise in the midst of it all. Most are aware of that, even though they don't want to agree with it, right?
right.
So even given all the setbacks and roadblocks, right, we're still
Hmm.
able to achieve to a level that a lot of them can't. Let's be truthful, right? A lot of them are where they at. It ain't because of what you know. It's more of who you know.
But that's, to me, this is how I feel about that. That's their problem.
Right.
How they
Exactly.
how and yes, we worry about it because we want to make sure that we are we are treated fairly in the space. But for them feeling uncomfortable about my presence when I walk into the room because I'm confident, they don't know what I went through to get to this point. They have no idea how my confidence came about, how I had to get over trials and tribulations. So when I walk in a room and you're immediately intimidated, you have no idea who I am and you never met me, that is something in you
Yep.
that you need to take care of. That is
Yeah.
your problem.
That is
And
a
that
you
should not be a
problem.
problem that you have to take on to worry about how someone else feels about you. And that's easily said than done, because we as women, we are nurturers and we care about how people feel. But in reality, just speaking in general, that is their problem. They have to deal with it. Something inside of them that you have in you that they, I would say, intimidated, that they wish they had. They probably wish they had your confidence. They wish that they can walk in the room
Basically.
like you and command the room. You don't have to say a command and demand the room. That you don't even have to say a word. That people know there's something about you. And if somebody is easily intimidated that way, that is their problem they have
That's
to
their
deal with.
issue. Yeah.
I
And,
agree it's their problem, but we pay the price
We
sometimes.
do. We do. We do.
but you know what,
Unfortunately.
we have to learn how to stand in that though. Often, too often, when other people are uncomfortable, we diminish ourselves to allow them to feel more comfortable. But if we would force ourselves to stand in that confidence and require them to come to accept us for who and what we are, they would stop they would stop uh, making us believe that we have to decrease, right? Because it's a game, it's a mind game of sorts. um I don't I feel threatened, or I feel this or that, and so we change who or how we present, so that they feel more comfortable. No, your feelings are your own responsibility, but I am who and what I am, and I'm going to stand in that. um
And I would
so we kind of
love to
I'm gonna be
hear
truthful.
people in the chat. I would love to hear people in the chat
Yeah.
Me
answer
too.
this, because
Me too.
why do we as black women, and I've done it, have to diminish ourselves just to make others feel comfortable? Even if we are degreed and we have all this education, there's been times where I won't even say what my education level is, and they don't even know it. They probably just think I have a high school diploma. I don't know. I don't even say it because it has intimidated people. I've had people tell me, even on the board that I sat on as a commissioner, say she thinks she's all that because she has education. You can get the same education that I.
Right.
Matter of fact, you probably can
Right.
get it quicker than I can. Okay,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm like,
That
what?
slave
Yeah.
So I
mentality.
Yeah.
mean,
They didn't stop
so
giving these out.
that I mean, look, I'm still paying off these student loans, okay?
Right.
So I mean, so I just feel like we as black women always have to diminish ourselves or not say we have this
Mhm.
type of education or this type of background because we have to make everybody else feel comfortable around
Comfortable.
us.
And
Yep.
I think we don't have to do that. I think that we have allowed ourselves to believe, we have conditioned ourselves to believe that we have to. But once we stop doing it and let other people be responsible for their own feelings, and we are responsible for ours, and so either you're going to come up to where I am or you'll just be uncomfortable. But I'm not going to diminish and make me uncomfortable so that you can be comfortable. Right. So we have to do that. But look, I do want to go to the chat because we got a couple of good things in here. We have
Mm-hmm.
M. Sadiqa Gibson. I hope I got that right. She says social media and pop culture does us no favors. And that's 100% true. But don't even, I could go a whole lot into that.
That's true.
Man.
Well, talking about the pop culture, because people see what's on TV and think that all black women are the same.
Right.
Yep.
They assume that we are that way. For instance, being the first black woman in anything, you have to do it right because if you don't, the next black woman that comes behind you is going to be compared to the first black woman that
You
was
you
in the
gotta you gotta
position.
do it. Yeah, you gotta do it right, and you have to do it better than it's ever been done before,
Yes.
That
or
part.
you know what I mean. So
That part.
the burden is much bigger than just doing it right. Right, other people get the privilege of just doing it right. We have to do it right and better. We have to improve. We have to increase. We have to innovate, or else we're not meeting the mark. You know what I mean? Yeah. Social media and pop culture. So even with social media and pop culture, whatever is done in any realm, whether it's sports, social media, pop culture, um, cooking, hair, clothes, if we do it, we're gonna do it to death. Like we gonna take that thing and we gonna man, we finna tear this up, whatever it is, right? Whoever thought that we would come in golf and then take the golf club and be bouncing the ball up on it? Tiger Woods came in and changed the game. Look at what LeBron and Jordan and all those did to basketball. I used to be just make this ball go in that hole, but no, 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 no. Here we come, and we're getting ready to, we got the turn flips and put the ball behind our back, slam it in the thing.
Serena and Venus.
You know what I mean? So whatever it is that we do, we're doing it to death. We're not
Yes,
coming in here.
yes,
We have
yes.
to do it not just right, but we have to do it better, right? Look at
Hmm.
fashion. Look at you, Elena. You don't just wear hats. You got your hats coordinated to every outfit. You're gonna set that thing on there just right. You're gonna have that brim on it,
And she
right?
is.
Like
And
we're
she
not going to,
is.
right, and is, and we are not going to just do it. You're not gonna just put a hat on and come and show. No, 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 no. No, I got to do this thing all the way to death. Probably if you set up everything, all of that's coordinated. Because we don't know how to half step. We were never allowed to be
That
able to
part.
half step, right?
That
So we
part.
come in and we're gonna be at the top, you know. So social media and pop culture does us no favors, but that's because whatever we do it to death. If mini skirts were like this short, but now we've gotten a hold on them. No, 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 they got to come all the way up and just barely leave anything, that's not, cut. We got to take it up a notch, whatever it is. So with pop culture, oh, they said a curse word in the song, not us. We're gonna say every word is gonna be a curse word, and we're gonna make some new ones and create a whole language, and none of it's gonna
Not
be
the new
good.
ones.
You know what I'm saying? We're gonna get
Make
them
up some words.
combos. Yeah. Right. But the truth is that's exactly what has happened. Like there are words, and I have to ask my son, what are you talking about? Cap, the thing that you put on your head? No, that's not what we're talking about, mom. You know what I mean? So we don't ever just do whatever it is. We never ever do that. I don't
going
know.
going to we were talking about the angry black woman, and I think this might be Tamala's topic, and please come in. Tone policing.
Mm,
Yeah.
good, good.
Want to start with that, Tamala?
Oh my.
Tone policing.
Well, I consider myself very quiet, reserved, especially in the workplace. I try to be very quiet and reserved, but I guess when I start to become passionate about some things, or first of all, I have a lot of trauma in the workplace. That's a whole nother
Let's
issue.
talk about your trauma.
I mean, that's what we're here for. I mean, that's
Let's
the
talk
whole point.
about your
We're trying to
trauma.
fix this.
Listen,
Tell us.
I'm not even going there, but and then when they say, "Oh, you have an accent," and then that's a whole nother issue about me having an accent because I don't sound like people that's from Georgia. So that's another issue. So then, I mean, when I become very passionate about something, I get loud. You hear I guess my so-called accent come out, and um, but truthfully, it's like trying to think. I mean, when I used to work in the public sector, it was much different than what I am doing now. Um, And I think right now I could be more myself. But with my trauma in the past, I had to be more conservative. That's the type of office politics that was. I was working for public, I guess the local government. Let's just say that I was working for local government. So you had to speak a certain way, be conservative.
You were in local
So
government. You had to be conservative in local government.
yes, okay, yes. I was at one. I was in
Only her
Cobb.
though.
Listen, I was in,
It's like,
I
where
was
is
in Cobb
this?
County,
In
and I
Georgia?
could even show tattoos. I was like, nobody was worried about my tattoos. You can't show any tattoos. I have little tattoos. It's not that noticeable. But anyway, yes, you had to be conservative and local. So when I become passionate or become a leader in something, then there's a problem. Then you want to go tell on my supervisor. This is what Tamla did. And then it was just too much. And that's where the trauma comes in. But like I said, that's a whole little
So
different story.
So
are you saying, Tamala, that when you were just in a position that you were hired from in the beginning, you were okay, but when you was trying to move to the next level,
Right.
that's when it became a problem?
That's a problem, as if I'm going to take your position or I want to, that's no. That's not what I'm trying to do. First of all, I'm trying to make you work smarter, not harder. So when I had and then, I mean, it is what it is. But I just think it's just their mentality. And how they grew up. They may have not been around a lot of Black women per se, or strong Black women. So, I mean, I don't know if I can fault them for acting the way they did, but I mean,
I think we can
I'm,
fault them.
I was about to say the same
I
thing.
think we can
That's what we
absolutely
do.
fault them.
We take on all their
we
stuff as
take on
black women.
Yeah.
everybody.
They did it,
right.
Tamala. They did it to
Yeah.
you.
It's just the way,
We
I
take it
mean, maybe it's
all.
just the way they were
We
brought
make
up.
excuses
Yeah,
for
but
that
we were
thing.
brought up that way too.
I do. I try to give people
So
a benefit of a
It's not
doubt
just
all
you.
the
It's a
time.
lot of us do that. It's not just you.
so
We all do
Right.
that.
so
It's just
I'm
how
the
they were.
type of person. Sorry, Tamla. So in my workforce, I'm the type of person where I first of all, if y'all been around me for a little while, y'all know I'm kind of loud, but it's that's my family, so I get it rightful. Um, but I am professional, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But when I'm at all times, you'll never You can't take me to HR. I dot my I's and cross my T's, right? But I will be direct in how I say something. And that has got me into trouble, not just at work, but that's what my friends too. They like, Maya, you too direct. You and Maya just don't say it how it is, and I'm not thinking about your feelings. And it's not that I'm not thinking about your feelings, even though I had to dial back because you got to meet people where they at, right? If somebody tell you they hurt you hurt their feelings, you hurt their feelings. So
Right.
you're gonna have to, come at another approach. Otherwise, people are not gonna hear you. Because I know if you coming to me strong, all I'm hearing is strong. I'm not hearing the message, right? So I do believe that delivery is important, right?
It
And if
is.
as long as I'm being respectful, right? Because I'm not disrespectful. I may be direct and not have a lot of time for the him ha. Like let's talk about what it is and
Mm-hmm.
see if we can come to an understanding, right? And
Mm-hmm.
sometimes we just have to agree to disagree. But I do believe tone does have play a factor in how people receive what you're trying to deliver.
Yeah.
I think it does, right? But I also think you got to stand on what you know, right? You got to stand on what you know, and you can't be easily moved, right?
You're
I,
right.
I
That's
think
just
we got to
me.
practice. I think we got to practice not diminishing us. Corona or Karana, I don't know. Hosey
Rana,
said, Karana, we have so many fights and fires in everyday life. Sometimes we just choose the path of least resistance and shrink just to not snap out. Sometimes we don't care about their
Yeah.
comfort. We are just in survival mode and trying to preserve our sanity. Um,
agreed.
and then Sadiqa says some of us were raised to be modest and not brag on ourselves. And then, of course,
Yeah.
Karana said I could write a book on workplace trauma.
Let's write it.
We're gonna add Karana to the panel if
So
she
so
keeps
I
up.
y'all,
know we
un,
might have
un,
to unmute you and you come off the camera because you have a lot to say. I want to hear it. I definitely
Yeah,
Yes.
have. I
because she
want to
also
hear.
said we are usually expected to qualify our confidence because how dare you believe in yourself and your abilities? And I think that that's what we have to practice doing. We have to practice believing in ourselves and our abilities anyway. And they can't, because we have to believe in theirs. They don't diminish for us.
Mm-hmm.
They
They
boast, they
don't.
brag, they walk in confidence, they say what they want to say, they have their feelings, and they don't modify that for us. Um in the workplace, I think that we have to, of course, you can't go into your job and go ham. You gotta, or else that would be the
Why
place
not?
you used to work, right? That'd be where
She
you
say,
use.
"Why not?"
That'd be where you used to work, but
Listen,
no,
sometimes
but
you want to.
yeah, but there's a way that you can make sure they understand that I am not going to diminish me because you are not comfort with the fact that I have these qualities, that I have these
Right.
degrees, that I
Right.
have this title, that I have done this work. Because this, like Elena said, they did not close down those colleges after I got my degree. They're still out there. You can
Right.
get your degrees. They didn't stop hiring people for these jobs. You can get the same job. You can create. And there's nothing that I've done. You can be published if you choose to write and research. You can get fellowships. All those things, everything I've done, you can have a family, you can get a divorce, you can do all the things that I've done
Oh
if
my
that's what you
God.
choose to do.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But I have to be mindful, and I have to be unafraid to stand in it. And I think that sometimes that we, like Karana said, we it's just easier to just go on and shrink a little bit, just to go along to get along.
But when
But
will
I
that
think
stop?
Maybe that's my problem.
When will that stop?
when we
Right.
start practicing not doing it, we got to do it.
so you know what I did? So ever since I was in my 20s, like I have earrings that wrap my ear, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted to get a nose. This is before everybody started getting their nose pierced. This was back in the 80s, 90s. I was like, I wanted my nose pierced, right? My mom was like, "Don't come in here with another hole in your head, right? Because I'm trying to I'm trying to get the whole thing."
Uh-huh.
So when I even in my 20s, like 30s, 40s, probably I've changed since I got locks. I would never wear braids to a job interview, even if I
Yep.
My
had
time.
braids.
Yep.
I
Yep.
would never wear braids to a job
Yep.
interview. I would throw on a wig when I get back like in the 30s, and yeah, I'll throw on a wig. It was cute, but I have a
Uh,
wig on. I would wear post earrings. I wouldn't wear hoops. I make
Mm-hmm.
sure, I had neutral fingernail polish on,
Yep.
mhm.
right?
Yep.
All the all
And the
the
nails
stuff.
weren't too long. Yeah.
Yeah, this is what they told me I had to do,
Yep. I had to
right?
straighten my hair.
Right?
Yep.
And then I bust out on them after I got the job, right? So after I got the job, then
Mm-hmm.
here come the braids. It's so funny. The company I work for now, I work with a lot of foreigners. I'm in IT, right? So
Mm-hmm.
when new people come, and so sometimes I said that to say different cultures understand differently, right? Something
Right.
might be offensive, and that's why I said that, no other reason. But anyway, so when somebody new comes to the company, she's like, "Oh, this is Maya." And she changes her hair all the time. Right? Because one week I might have on a long wig, next week I have on a short wig. And I never have like short and long in the same week. I'd wear the same wig that week.
Don't
But
confuse
the
each other.
next week I'm gonna have a different
But
wig on, right?
that goes
So
to that that that
But
goes to a
so I
point.
agree with Karana. Karana said the microaggressions are real because what does your hair have to do with anything about your job?
Right.
right.
This is Maya, and she's the best IT person in this company. We couldn't do it without her because I bet you she doesn't introduce Susie by her hair. You
Mm-mm,
know,
mm-mm.
And
yeah,
it
those
had to
microaggressions, and we just accept. We laugh them off. It's
Right.
it's just easier to just chuckle.
and it had to be
I
a big
just
issue to
recently
when
changed
they
my
came up with the Crown Act.
Right.
That's
It took a
right.
whole
Why did
law.
we have to
but
come up with
We had to
that?
come
It
up with
took
a
a
I
whole law for
whole
us to
law,
be us.
so they would not
Yes.
discriminate
Right.
against our
It's
hair
sad.
but
and
It's
us
it's a
not to
sad.
whole thing,
lose
but
our
it's a
job.
law. It's a law, but I guarantee you, if it existed before the law, it still exists now, wherever
Right.
that was,
Hmm.
Right.
right?
And for
But
a
what I
period of
did
time, people.
was
Yeah. Go ahead.
sorry, and I'm done. Last week, I just wanted to let y'all know that I've progressed. I updated my LinkedIn picture with my locks. So we got locks on LinkedIn. So if they call me,
Locked on LinkedIn.
All right now. All
I'm locked
right.
on LinkedIn.
So that goes into a point. When I first was running for office, or they were saying she's polished. She is so polished. I don't see
Wow.
that as a compliment.
No.
I
That's
don't I
like
don't see that as a compliment. It's like, what do you
Because it
mean?
isn't.
they say you speak so well.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Also not a compliment.
No.
Not a compliment at all.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Because what is what is it that you're not saying? You know what I mean? Like
Right.
you're surprised by that? Like we can't
Mm-hmm.
Right.
conjugate verbs where I'm from? Like what is it that you're
What did you expect me to say? Did you want me to
yeah.
speak
Exactly.
Ebonics? I mean, what was it you
Yeah.
wanted me to do? I mean,
Yeah. How did you want me to
what is
dress for
it?
work? Yeah. How did you I'm polished. What did you want me to look like when I got here?
Right.
That's another
Yeah.
one. So can we move to this since we have, and I hope the gentleman actually will say
Is
something.
he still here? Oh look, oh
Mr.
Tyrone stayed. He
Tyrone,
stayed.
Hey,
we thought we
All right.
were.
Tyrone.
Don't leave us, Tyrone.
That's
Hopefully
Don't
he
my
do
may
it.
come
family.
in
That's my family.
and
That's
invite
Oh,
more
why.
in, Tyrone.
Tyrone.
Tyrone, our friend. So I've had more issues, and I'm gonna have to say this, with my black male counterparts than I had
Mm.
with my white male counterparts. I've
Mm,
got more judgment from my
mm,
black male counterparts, scrutiny, disrespect, and all of the above from my
Wow.
black male counterparts. I had more issues and problems than I did with white men. And
Mm.
my assumption is that white men are not intimidated. That's my assumption in certain parts. And I'm not saying all. I'm not saying all. I'm just saying
Mm-hmm.
those who come from a certain class are not intimidated. And I see Deidre eyes like, I don't think.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
I
don't
don't. I'm
know.
trying to
I don't
understand.
know.
I didn't
I'm
know y'all
I'm
could see him, but yeah,
and I'm trying to understand the difference because I look as because I grew up with a father in my household. I look
Right.
at black men as protectors, and I expect them
Right.
to be protectors at all times. That's just who I am because it's how I was raised. I had a male in the household who
Right.
protects. That's what he did. Don't mess with his wife. Don't mess with his children. He
Yes, right.
protected. I had
Right.
brothers. They were
right,
protectors. I
right.
have cousins. They were protectors. So I grew around people who were protectors. And so to be
Mm-hmm.
in a space where I don't see that protection from some males, it's kind of black men, I would say, it's really disheartening. And then I have to kind of understand, and I don't like that. My pastor told me this years ago. My old pastor, she said, "You're such an intellectual. You try to dig deep and try to figure out people. Like why?" She said, "You don't have to figure out everybody." So I just assume maybe for those men who are disrespectful to black women, maybe they had an issue growing up. That's what I look at. Maybe
Basically.
something happened in the past with a black woman and they assume that all black women are the same. I don't know. I would love to hear that from a male perspective. That's just my analogy. It doesn't mean it's right. That's just what I assume. I would love to understand that.
So the question is, why
Tyrone,
do
don't y'all
black
make Tyrone hang up.
so
I don't
so
think he's the
so
only guy on this call.
You
wait a
don't?
minute. So
Uh-uh.
is the Elena, I just want to be sure I understand the question. So is the question, why is it that black men are aggressive
Intimidated.
towards well, I don't know if they
Well,
intimidated.
Well,
well,
maybe he's intimidated because you are a public figure or
no,
you're a
they're
woman in
a lot majority of them
leadership,
in the same role. Majority of them in the same
but
position.
you're a woman though in leadership.
Oh.
I don't think
So
that that's
so let's ask
intimidation.
the question. Let's ask the question, what is it? What causes a black man to be aggressive, or what's another word towards black women in an arena? What would cause that?
I'm gonna be quiet because I would say something else. But can we just find out, besides Tyrone, if you are a man on this Zoom, could you put your hand up or
Insecurity.
something? We
Dr.
just,
Yvonne Jordan, I would love for you to come off if you would love to speak. Let
look,
us
Tyrone
know.
let oh
We
no,
would
wait,
love to
somebody else left.
hear you talk and speak. And she said insecurity. That was
Yes.
and that's what I was saying too. Maybe it's something in their past that maybe I remind them of. I don't know. I have no idea.
Some
Uh,
people just angry.
yeah, yeah.
Just what? What you
Some
say?
people just angry.
I
I think that a lot of times, okay, so first I'm gonna say this. One of my favorite um quotes is from Malcolm X, and he said, "The black woman is the most disrespected,
Disrespectful.
the
person.
Yep.
most unprotected, and the most neglected being in America."
Okay. Yep.
He
Right?
sure did.
Um, and I think that that is because, now it's not from him, this is me, so it could be like all the way wrong. But I think that it is because black men go out into the world, um, and it's okay. So now we got to think about Malcolm X. They go out into the world and they work hard, they toil or whatever, but they are still treated as less than in the world, in the workplace, in the street, by police, by authorities, treated as less than. But when the black man comes home, he had his black wife who would then cater to him, and he was a king in his home. But for the black woman, there was no place for her to go and to be royalty. So we
Mm.
were the most neglected, unprotected, and most disrespected. Because if the black man was wrong, was upset, he came home, he took it out on his wife. If he was if he was disrespected at work, he come home and he disrespect his wife. If he is happy, he probably go to his girlfriend's house, or he come
Oh no,
home
no.
and take it out on his wife. And so, but that
Oh my
disrespect
goodness.
comes from because for the black woman, there was nothing, there was no one um, that she could, I don't want to say rule, but there was no one for her to come and to unload on, or to where the man would come home
And
and unload
release.
whatever it was on the wife, right? um so I think that for black
Mm,
men it's insecurity in a sense, because we know that statistics show that black women have more degrees than anybody else, right? We
Yeah, that's
collectively
true.
we're going to get a degree, and so then we're going to be smart, and we're going to know that we're smart,
And we're
and
not gonna get just one degree.
we're not going to get just one, because that's not enough. We're going to have several, and
she
we're
just
going to
said that
know.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yvonne
in the
said,
chat. In the chat, Dr. Yvonne said it is worse if she has more education.
education.
And
Yes.
and
And
remember I
then
said that I had one
and
of them
and
say she thinks she all that because she's educated.
and then Karana said, and she hit this on the spot too. She
Yep.
said, our family dynamics have been destroyed for generations. So black men don't inherently see themselves as our protectors.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
And
And
then
Janelle West. Janelle, don't leave her out, because that's a good one too.
she said a false sense of macho is
Machismo, and
yeah,
confidence.
thank you, hun.
You
They
welcome.
don't understand.
A mess. A
They
mess.
don't understand how to treat a female counterpart with the same attribution like them, and they down with patriarchy.
Right. So they see themselves they at least because everybody wants to be, nobody wants to be at the bottom, right? So there has to be somebody on the rung beneath you. And so when
Yep.
you come, Lena, you come in here being the first black female commissioner. Now you done climbed up on their rung.
Right.
So
That's
you
what I'm
are,
trying to say.
yeah, so now you are, you're diminishing them in a sense. You're supposed to stay in your place. You don't left your place. And
Right.
marching yourself up to their place, and the next thing you know, you're gonna want to climb up on the rung above them. So you're gonna
Mm.
get that resistance.
You may have hurt his
Oh.
feelings. Did you say something? What you said?
Why you say
You hurt his
She,
feelings. What you do?
boy, but it is some sensitive men out here these
There
days, boy.
are. You
Boy, they
can't say
super
certain
sensitive.
things. Yep. You hurt his
I'm like,
feelings.
what happened?
Mm-hmm.
And they the
Mama.
same age as me.
I
Like
just
I'm
I
not
want
Yep.
raising like I'm raising my son that crying, you should cry. It's cleansing,
Yes,
right?
it's okay.
There's nothing wrong with the man crying, but Lord have mercy, I'm raising him to be a man and to stand up for his family, right? Whatever that is, you got to stand up as a black man in America. That's it.
Yep.
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 I just want y'all to know y'all did run Tyrone off. He's gone. Look what y'all did.
I guess
Ah,
it's
come
Oh,
back,
getting
not
late.
call
Tyrone.
Tyrone.
I tried to not speak because I knew that would happen.
Oh,
We wanted Tyrone to speak, and we
that's
want to
okay. Y'all, we're going to have a special podcast and
with the
invite the men.
males. Yes, with
We're
the
going
Yes.
to invite the
men.
men.
I think we should invite them to every podcast
Yes,
because she
Yeah, but
speaks,
we're going to have
but
one
she's,
special for them.
have them
but
as
yeah, that
guests.
would be good. Like have just their topics and let them talk.
Yes, have them as
Yeah, but she
guests.
speaks, but she wants understanding too, right? Like she still
He
want, like
does
we do not want to disenfranchise our men at all. That is not what
at
this
all.
is. We don't want to
At all.
disenfranchise anybody, but we want to understand, because improvement comes with after understanding, really, right? You can't fix what you don't know.
That's correct. Make me understand. Make it
Somebody
plain.
Somebody call Tyrone back. Who has Tyrone? Let's get Tyrone back on.
They called
Make
Tyrone.
it play.
We were trying to involve him in the
We
conversation
got
because we
anything else
actually
in the
want to
chat?
hear. We want to know. I would love to hear from a male perspective, and we
I
definitely do
would
one where
too.
we're inviting some males on to black men to give us their perspective. We would love. I would love to hear it. I would love to know.
I
We
would
should
love
set
to
it up,
know.
y'all. We should set it up. We should have a panel.
We
Most
gotta figure.
definitely.
Somebody got to teach me how to invite people because I don't. I didn't even do that part. I just posted it up. I posted that it would be one, but I didn't know how to get
I'm
here.
gonna show you. I'm gonna show you. So
Next time,
look,
next
y'all.
time.
So if we slide into this, let's get into something a little bit deeper. What would it look like if a black woman to rest, be soft, and exist without pressure? What does that look like?
I need to know.
I need to know too.
What does that
Right.
look like?
I
To
have
rest,
no.
Okay, what softness look like to you, Deetra?
um, a myth. I don't know. I don't think I've ever. Me and Karana, we don't. Karana and I, we don't know. We're like, wait, what? That's real? Like, does that?
To be soft.
I don't know that I've ever had a soft life. I have always been a go getter. I feel like I have fought for everything I had. I feel like my mother fought for everything that she had. Um, I feel like I was the backbone. I'm a divorced single mother, so I raised my son. His father was, don't get me wrong, his father was always in his life. He did his part, but Jeremy lived with me. And I was the day in, the day out. I was the protector. I didn't sleep if he wasn't here. I didn't, until he got one. Oh, and God forbid when he started driving, I never ever slept. But I'm the one that did the doctor appointments and the medication, and I'm the one who was at all the school plays. Well, Dad was there too, and the games and the concerts. Like it all fell on me. I'm the one that did the well, Dad did too. We did the college tours, but I set them up. I'm making sure you set up in your apartment and like that. The bills, the it was me. Um,
Can't be
I feel
soft
like
and none of that.
no softness. And even when I was married, even when I had his dad, like we were building, like when we were married, like we were building. So we were hustling. Like
Right.
I was a new lawyer. I didn't even have my office never even closed. My clients could call me. People, I had a little cell phone. People could call me whenever, but it just cost you to do that, right? Um, but like it just feels like I've always been hustling, or
Right.
always fighting.
Right.
And so people misinterpret that, like we said in the beginning, right? They see me as, a lot of people see me as mean. um in
Really?
fact, yeah, somebody told me that just the other day. I did a meet and greet of all things, and the guy was like, you look really mean. I was like, at my meet and greet? I was like,
Wow. I
how could I
never.
fix that? Because
I don't
people
know. I
won't want to
don't see
meet
that.
me if I look mean. Um, so and really at that point, I really was just like it was just a nothing look. You know what I mean? Not when you're happy or sad or anything. I was just
Yeah.
um
Is
Right.
that
They call it
because of the
the resting
position you
bee face.
have?
They call it the resting bee face.
yes, it was that, right? I just hate to
But
say that, but it was that. And but I feel like I don't recall the soft part.
what
I
about you,
don't.
Elena?
I don't know. We've
What
had
what
this
does softness
conversation.
look like to you?
Softness looks like to me when I don't have to do it all and I can be soft.
She
I
But
speaks
as
agree.
a
with power.
woman,
She
a single
speaks
mother,
with grace.
um,
Truth from a
it's kind of
black
hard to go into that
woman
softness. If
place
somebody
from
takes
our
from
lives,
the
from
things that
our
I have to do,
view.
carry
We
some of the
bring the
load, then
real
I
story
can be
straight to you.
soft, as they would say,
Elena
in your
Sanders,
femininity.
but Maya Allen
Right, right, right,
And
right.
it's so
Timberline.
funny you have women on
Feel
here in
lips
class about femininity.
for
Femininity.
real
So,
voices when
I mean, if you taking
clear
some of the
sound.
slack,
She
the
speaks
load,
if life we are
then I can
standing
be.
You
But
got some
proud.
time to
if I have
She
to
meditate.
do
speaks truth. She
everything, then
speaks like black women
I can't
shining
be
What are we
golden
doing?
ground.
Yeah.
I mean,
Right.
She
like, you know, me
speaks, she
doing
lives, she
everything.
came
It's
through.
really hard to sit
Real
back and just
conversation
relax
Yeah.
made for
and be
you.
unkempt. I would
She
love to be
Do y'all
speaks
unkempt
from a
for a
black
minute.
woman's
do y'all
perspective.
think that's why I'm not
We
dating right
look.
now?
Can I raise my hand? Is there a sign up for that?
Yes, I would love
Keep
to be.
me. Yes, keep me.
Keep me.
What what
But
about
treat
you,
me right though. You
Tamala?
got to treat me right.
What does
Well,
softness look like for you, Tamala?
um, yeah, so I'm the married one. So, so
She's rubbing it in. Go ahead.
yeah,
Clap.
but I mean, even though you have a partner, and you're married, you still feel like it's all on you as the mother. You're doing it all. Sometimes it's hard for me to ask for help. It is.
Mm.
And I remember one night I was crying. I was talking to my cousin, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm just dead tired. I'm just tired." The next day, I ended up in the hospital. So I
Yeah.
just was like, "Lord, just give me rest," and He did.
Mm,
You didn't ask. They say you have to be specific.
right,
Specific, because if
right,
you don't say,
right.
you ask for rest, you didn't
So,
say what type of rest. And then I'm glad you were in the hospital and not
Right,
the
because it
other
could have been
type of
eternal
rest.
rest. Yes.
right. Hello.
Right.
Because
That
it
part.
felt like I was
Next time,
dying.
tell him what type of
Uh,
rest you want now. Tell him what type.
Right, exactly. I just need a vacation. I'm gonna start being more specific
you
now.
bet.
Okay, but yeah, even though you have someone there to help, it's sometimes hard to ask for that help. And I don't know what that even means, like the softness or because I've been independent on my own for a long time. So it's like, okay, I've been married for almost 14 years, but you still hold that
Love that.
feeling and that
That's
type of
right.
mentality, you know, and I have to learn to start asking for more help and just let it be and just let it go. And I just can't do it. It's very hard.
So Karana had a good analogy
That's what I was
in the
reading.
Mhm.
I
chat.
was reading
She
hers.
did. She
Okay,
So
did.
we're gonna have to
Karana,
invite her on as a co-host. You're gonna be
now she
hit us
says,
up. Hit us up.
she said, I got Karana's number. It says the ideal version of a soft woman is laid out in Proverbs 31. She was a
Okay.
hustler. She was a wife and a mother. Her family was blessed because of her work. Being able to rest in knowing that you are safe, secure, respected, and loved solidifies the softness of a woman. You right about that. You
Yep.
right about that. That
I
was
don't think it
perfectly
gets. I don't
said.
think there is a better answer than that. That's
Yeah,
the
that was
answer.
perfectly said.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the answer.
I
Right.
agree. So to kind of go off to part of that, we talk about the strength and survival, but what about the joy?
Right.
Where's the
Mhm.
joy of being a Black woman? We talked about the hardships. What about the joy
I
of
love
being
the
a Black woman?
sisterhood.
Man, I love
Tamala,
our
what'd you
rhythm.
say?
She
I
said
love the
sisterhood.
sisterhood that we have.
I love our rhythm, our style. I love the soul that we have. I love the way we cook. I love the way that we talk. I love the way that we nurture our kids, the way we love
Why does
our
this sound like an
men.
Erica Badu song?
I mean, I'm
Right.
just saying. We I mean,
Jill Scott. Jill
listen,
Scott,
we
honey.
that girl when it comes to, you know what I mean? We
A
that
little
is we that
Jill.
girl for
That is
real.
Let's
Jill.
take a long walk.
Right. Exactly. Baby.
I love it. I
Brother
love
said,
it.
I'd be a Black woman in every lifetime. Show you
Every
right.
single one. Every
That's
single
Show
one.
right.
you
That's
right.
right.
So
Show you
as we
Every
right.
single
are
one.
wrapping this up, I want to thank everybody that tuned in tonight. This is actually our first.
She speaks with power. She speaks with grace. Truth from a black woman place. From our lives, from our view, we bring the real story straight to you. Elena Sanders, Adria Butler, Maya Allen, Tim Walleye, Phillips too. For real voices, one clear sound. She speaks it live.